Warriors NRL fanatics, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Now, I do apologise, this is a little bit late than normal. It's my tips for round 21. Usually I put them up on a Tuesday afternoon, but I haven't had the time, and yeah, today's been my birthday, so, you know, I thought today I wouldn't do as many videos as I normally would. So, yeah, look, this is a little bit late, so my apologies, but, you know, I thought I'd just get this up anyway for you guys to have something to watch on the channel. So, yeah, look, it was a great round of footy last week. You know, the games in particular, there were a few upsets, a few surprising results, but, you know, overall, I didn't mind the round, and, look, I managed to get 6 out of 8, so 6 out of 8 wasn't too bad, so hopefully I can do better this round and get 8 from 8 at least, and get more games and see how we go from there. But let's get into the round 21 tips. So, starting off on the Thursday, the 4th of August, tomorrow night, it sees the Sydney Roosters taking on the Brisbane Broncos. This game has been played at the SCG, the Sydney Cricket Ground, and it's kicking off at 7:50 PM Australia time, so that'll be 9:50 for viewers in New Zealand. The Roosters and the Broncos, now they both come into this game in different form, right? So, look, the Broncos have been great this season, sitting in 5th spot on the ladder currently, but surprisingly coming off a loss to the West Tigers down there at Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane last week. As for the Roosters, look, they did get the result over the Manly Seagulls down there at 4 Pines Park, but it wasn't a convincing win, but, you know, they still got the 2 points, which pushes themselves into that all-important top 8 spot. So, another game here, which, you know, is so important to them in cementing a spot inside that final 8. As for the Broncos, well, they'll be looking to get back inside the top 4 with a victory here. So, look, it's an important game for both teams in terms of the ladder position. And, look, it's a very difficult game to tip, actually. It could go either way. And, you know, I am going to tip the Sydney Roosters here, but I want to have a quick look into the betting prices as well. So, just bear with me there. So, the Roosters here are paying $1.60 at Sportsbet, and the Broncos are paying $2.35. So, yeah, look, I am going to tip the Roosters here. Look, I would not be surprised if the Broncos went down there and caused an upset. Now, the only player missing for the Broncos is Patrick Carey, and he's set to miss the next couple of weeks due to suspension. And Selwyn Cobbo is a massive in for the Broncos as well. So, yeah, look, Roosters, no changes there. Only Lindsay Collins and Egan Butcher out. So, I'll go Roosters to win this game by, I'll go Roosters by 10 here. In terms of an anytime try scorer, look, I'm looking for the likes of Joseph Suwali to score, Joseph Manu, and I'm going to go Daniel Tupou. For the Broncos, I'm going to go with Corey Oates here, and I'll go with Selwyn Cobbo. So, yeah, Roosters to win for me, and by 10 points. On to the next game of the round. It's on Friday, the 5th of August. 2 games on Friday night. And this is the first one to kick off Friday footy. It's the Melbourne Storm taking on the Gold Coast Titans. This game is being played at Amy Park in Melbourne. It kicks off at the early time of 6 PM Australia time. So that'll be 8 PM in New Zealand. Now, at Sportsbet, the Melbourne Storm are paying $1.12. The Gold Coast Titans are paying $6.50. Now, the Roosters, the Melbourne Storm, they come into this game sitting in 4th spot on the ladder after their win last week over the Warriors, which snapped a 4-game losing streak. The Gold Coast Titans are currently on a 9-game losing streak, going down to the Canberra Raiders there at Seabus Stadium last week. Now, I don't really need to say too much about this game. I'm just going to say this, that the Melbourne Storm will win this game. I'll go Melbourne Storm by 30 points. I think Melbourne will put on a big score here down there at Amy Park. And look, the only outs for Melbourne here are Justin Ullum and Nick Meaney. Justin Ullum has got COVID-19, so he'll be missing the game. But besides that, look, Melbourne really should still get the result. And I am going to go with the anytime try scorers of Cameron Munster to score. I'll go Jerome Hughes. I'll go with Murray and Seve, and I will go with Harry Grant to score. As for Titans try scorer, well, I'm going to go for Brian Kelly, Philip Sami, and I'll go with Brimson to score, AJ Brimson. So, Melbourne Storm to be too strong for the Titans by 30. Now to the second game on Friday night, and this is a big game actually. It sees the Manly Warringah Seagulls taking on the Parramatta Eels. This game's been played at 4 Pines Park there at 7:55 p.m. Australian Eastern Time, so that is 9:55 p.m. New Zealand time. The betting prices for this game at Sportsbet have the Seagulls here $1.85, and the Parramatta Eels are $1.95. Now, as for both these teams and what happened last week in terms of results, well, the Seagulls going down valiantly in their effort against the Sydney Roosters down there at 4 Pines Park last week. Look, 7 players missing, and, you know, they had a few debutants. The Seagulls didn't disgrace themselves in the performance despite the result, but going into this game, you know, they really have to win this. Look, for me, if they don't win this game, I'm prepared to put a line through them and say that's the end of their finals hopes. So it's must-win territory for the Seagulls going into this game. Look, as for the Parramatta Eels, boy, you don't know what you're going to get from Parramatta. 1 week, you know, you think they're going to lose, you expect them to lose, then they go up and beat someone like a Penrith Panthers, and they've done that twice this year against all odds. So, look, Penrith, yes, they had a player sent off in Nathan Cleary, which was a huge blow for them. But in saying that, Parramatta, you know, Penrith, they still have enough players on the pack to win that game. So, Parramatta, that was a great performance from them. It was a good win, but the thing which is a big blow to Parramatta is there is no Mitchell Moses for the next couple of weeks up until the finals. So it's a huge blow for them with none other than Brad Arthur's son coming into the side to play in the halves with Dylan Brown there. So Dylan Brown, you're looking for him to make a bit of an impact there as one of the main playmakers in the side. So look, in saying that, now this is a difficult game to tip. You know, look, I have no idea. You know, I don't know what's going to happen in this game because one, you can get a Parramatta side that will turn up, or a Parramatta side that will just, you know, go down rather comfortably. So, as for the Seagulls, look, you expect the Seagulls to be very desperate in this game, but look, in saying that, I am going to tip the Seagulls here. Manly to win this game. Now, I'm not entirely confident, but I think, you know, with the players that they welcome back, the likes of Holmoli Olukuatu, Jason Sabb, Josh Schuster, Tafoa Simply, Kohler, you name it, Brad Parker, you know, Christian Tuipulotu, they really should boost their chances here, and I reckon they will get the win. So, but I'm picking a close one. I'll go the Seagulls to win here by just 6 points. Now, in terms of an anytime try scorer, I am going to go with Ruben Garrick, Jason Sabb. As for the Parramatta Eels, I'm going to go with Marcus Sevo and Will Palacini to score. And I'll go with Dylan Brown to score as well for Parramatta. So, Manly Seagulls just to win this game by 6 points. Moving on to Saturday football, and there is 3 games. It's a triple threat of footy. It's the first game of the afternoon, sees the South Sydney Rabbitohs taking on the New Zealand Warriors. Now, usually I'll do a separate preview video and give my tips, but I'll just do my tips and do a little mini preview in this video. So I will put a bit of focus onto this game for a bit, so bear with me in this one. So, South Sydney Rabbitohs, New Zealand Warriors. This game's been played at Sunshine Coast Stadium. The betting prices have the Rabbitohs $1.12. The New Zealand Warriors are $6.50. Look, and this game's been played at 3 p.m, like I said there, 5 p.m. in New Zealand. Look, I'll just go through the team list. So, for the Warriors, you know, you got Reece Walsh at fullback there, Dylan Watini-Lesniak on the wing, Marcelo Montoya in the centres with Ewan Aitken. Edward Cozy retains his spot after the hat-trick against the Storm. He is on the other wing. Wade Egan is in the halves. Yep, interesting there. Adam Whenua-Blake is the prop. So you got Sean Johnson there in the halves. Sorry, guys. I just got a bit mundled up there. Freddie Lussig's the hooker. Tohu Harris is the prop. And Bailey Sheridan in the second row with Jack Murchie. And Aaron Pene is the lock. Taniela Tukolo is on the bench. Bunty Afoa, Elias Katoa, and you got Josh Curran as the 17. I won't go through the reserves this week. So as for the Rabbitohs, they've got Latrell Mitchell at fullback, Alex Johnston, Tane Milne, Isaiah Tusk, Jackson Paulo, Cody Walker in the halves with Lachlan Elias, Tavita Totola is the prop, and Damien Cook's the hooker. Daniel Saluka for feed is the other prop, Keon Kombatangi, and Jaira in the second row, and Cameron Murray's the lock. You got Blake Tafe, David Moali, Savila Havili, and Mark Nichols, the 17. So, yeah, look, like I said it, I did a Twitter Spaces a couple of days ago on the Warriors NRL for Next Twitter page. And I said that this game really isn't going to go any other way. And I stick by that. Look, I really hope the boys can get up and get the result. I really do. But, the thing is, the Rabbitohs are playing for a lot more. So, yeah, look, I expect them to win this game, the Rabbits. And I hope I'm wrong here and hope the Warriors can get the result and get a win. That would be great. But I just think the Rabbitohs will be too strong, unfortunately. And, look, I think the Rabbitohs will win this rather comfortably. I'll go the Bunnies by 20 plus. Now, key players for each side. Well, look, I'm looking for Latrell Mitchell for the Rabbitohs. Alex Johnston, you got Cody Walker, and you've got the likes of Cameron Murray there, and Keon Kombatangi as well. For the Warriors, you got Sean Johnson, you got Wade Egan, you got Tohu Harris, and you got Josh Curran coming off the bench as key players. So yeah, Rabbitohs to win for me by 20 plus. Anytime try scorers, I'm going to go Latrell Mitchell to score, Alex Johnston to score a double. And for the Warriors, I will go with Edward Cozy, and I will go with Dallin Watini-Zelezniak to score. So yeah, Rabbitohs to win, unfortunately, for me. On to the second game now. It sees the Canberra Raiders taking on the Penrith Panthers. This game's been played at GIO Stadium up there in Canberra. It's a 5:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Time kickoff, so that'll be a 7:30 p.m. for viewers in New Zealand. Look, the Raiders come into this game sitting in 9th spot on the ladder. They are really having a great back end of the season, making a charge towards potentially a top 8 spot. As for the Panthers, the loss of Nathan Cleary is massive. He's out for the next couple of weeks. And, replacing him in the halves is Sean O'Sullivan. And he partners Jamin Salmon in the halves. So, yeah, that'll be interesting to see how that all goes. No Jerome Luai, no Nathan Cleary. Two of Penrith's key half combinations. But we know with Penrith's depth, it's so good. They've always had great depth in their side. I know they didn't win last week, but look, you never write them off. Look, for the Raiders, I do give them a massive chance in this game, I really do. But in saying that, look, I think Penrith will win this game. Now, the betting prices do have the Raiders $2.25 at Sportsbet and the Penrith Panthers $1.65. Yeah, look, I am going to go with the Panthers here to win. I'll go Panthers by just 8 points. I think it'll be very close and a tight game. Now, in terms of anytime try scorers, I am going to go with Xavier Savage for the Raiders, Nick Kodrick there, and I'll go with Matthew Tomoko for the Panthers. I'm going to go with Taylor May, Isaac Tago, and I'm going to go with Stephen Crichton to score. So, Panthers by just 8 points. On to the last game to wrap up Saturday's night action. It sees the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks taking on the St George Illawarra Dragons. Now, this game's being played at PointsBet Stadium there up in Sydney. The Sharks go into this game sitting in third spot on the ladder in that top 4. And the Dragons, they come into this sitting in 11th spot. Now, this is really much a must-win game for the St George Illawarra Dragons there. After them going down to the Cowboys last week. If they don't win this game, put a pencil through them, put a pen through them. That is their season gone, in my opinion, personally. That's their finals hopes gone. As for the Sharks, look, they'll be looking to continue on and keep themselves in that top 4. So the betting prices do have the Sharks at $1.31 favourites at Sportsbet, and the Dragons at $3.50. Now, I am going to tip the Sharks here to win. I think the Sharks will be too strong. I'll go Sharks by 14 points. Look, anytime try scorers. I'm going to go with... No, I'll go with Connor Tracy. And I'll go with Jesse Raymond for the Sharks. For the Dragons, I'm going to go with Jack Bird, Telltale Moga, and I'm going to go with Matthew Feagai to score. So, Sharks to win by 14 and to be too strong. On to Sunday the 7th of August. It sees the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs taking on the North Queensland Cowboys. This game is at Salter Oval. Now, this game is on at 2 p.m. Australian Eastern Time, so that'll be 4 p.m. New Zealand time. The Bulldogs go into this game outsiders at $3.50, sitting in 15th. No, sorry, not 15th. 12th on the ladder, guys. 12th, sorry. And the Cowboys, obviously, they're sitting in second spot on the ladder. And they're currently paying $1.31 at Sportsbet there. So, yeah, look, I am going to tip the Cowboys here to win this game. The Bulldogs have been in good form over the last couple of weeks. Their attack has really improved. I've liked what they've done in terms of the way they've played and scored points. Mick Potter's really turned this Bulldogs team around from where they were at the start of the season. Who would have thought, you know? Look, they look like they were wooden spoon contenders at the start of the year, but it's all turned around. You know, I would say they're safe. I don't think they will win the wooden spoon this year. The Cowboys, look, they're looking to continue on and keep themselves inside that top 2 spot on the ladder. So, yeah, look, I am going to tip the Cowboys here, but I will say this, the Bulldogs are definitely a chance in this game. It might sound ridiculous considering the ladder position, but the way the Bulldogs have been forming over the last couple of weeks has shown they are definitely more than a chance of beating some of these teams. So, yeah, look, I'll go Cowboys to win by 18 points. I will tip a big margin, but the Bulldogs will not shame themselves in this game. They'll definitely give it a crack. Yeah, so I'll go Cowboys 18 points. Anytime try scorers. Look, I'm going to go Hamiso, Tebow Fidel, Val Holmes, Peter Hiku, and I will go with Tom Dearden to score. So, Cows to win by 18. On to the last game to wrap up round 21. It sees the West Tigers taking on the Newcastle Knights. And this game has been played at Campbelltown Stadium. And the West Tigers come into this game sitting in 15th on the ladder. But they did get a good win over the Brisbane Broncos last week. As for the Newcastle Knights, their disappointing season continues. Another loss, and you know what? You know, I hate to brag about this, but my prediction for the Newcastle Knights to get the spoon looks still very much likely in my predictions that I did earlier this season. So, you know, there's still a chance there for the Knights to get the spoon because, look, I don't see them winning this game either. I just have not been impressed by the Newcastle Knights. For me, probably the most disappointing team this season by far, even though I didn't have any expectations on them. And look, the betting prices do have the Tigers at $1.50 favourites, Newcastle Knights $2.60. And I am going to tip the Tigers here to win. Tigers, you know what? Tigers by 30 points. Tigers to win this rather comfortably. I know I might come back to this video and regret this next week, but I just don't see anything in Newcastle to get this result here. And look, in terms of an anytime try scorer, I'm just going to go with Stafford Toa. I'm going to go with Ken Mamalo, and I'm going to go with Brett Naden to score. So, Newcastle Knights are going to get flogged here by the Tigers by 30 points. So, yeah, that wraps up my round 21 tips, guys. Let me know your tips in the comments below. Sorry, it's a little bit of a quick one. Yeah, look, get your tips in the comments down below and share your thoughts on the games coming up. And don't forget, if you are new to the channel, make sure you do click that subscribe button down below. Subscribe to the channel because it really does help a lot. And also don't forget to like the video. And yeah, click the bell so you don't miss a notification when I upload next on the channel. But thanks guys for watching. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one.